I'm Washayla Sananda. Thank you for your presence today. I have a tale of timeline shifting to share with you today, and this is directly from an experience I had this week that was pretty profound and transformational. And I feel like it's something that if I can convey to you the experience that I had and how I shifted timelines, then ideally that will be something that you can use in shifting your own timelines to a more compatible, more aligned, higher frequency state that is more in flow with the life that you desire to live. This story begins with mango seeds. So I have been planting mango seeds for the last several weeks because I have a giant, beautiful mango tree in my front yard that's giving all this fruit. And there are these beautiful seeds that I've been planting. And there's this process of opening a mango seed where it's first of all, there's this husk around it. So when you rip open the husk, there's this crackling sound. And then you pull out the seed, and it actually looks like a little embryo inside that comes out. And it's fascinating to me how similar the thing is to birth. And now I've got all these little mango saplings that I'm growing. So but yeah, you rip it open, this little embryonic seed comes out, and then you germinate it. There's a whole process for it to have it start growing. And then when it comes out, I just have to show you this picture because it's phenomenal of how the little sapling starts to come out from inside the seed. And it's just the most interesting process. So this has been my entertainment. I am currently preparing for the Alchemy of Ascension Season 6, my summit series. And I've got 30 speakers, probably 31 or 32 by the time I'm totally finished. And it is grueling. And what I mean by that is I am working 16-hour days. I am busy from the time I wake up in the morning until the time I go to bed. And it's a lot to do. I do have people helping me. I have virtual assistants, I have marketing people, but it's a huge production to put on one of these summits. And I myself am involved in every part of it. So from morning till night at this point, I am fully occupied, mostly in front of the computer. And so the other day, it was actually last week, I had a day where I was just feeling frustrated. I was working all these hours. I wasn't getting any response from the speakers because there's a whole process the speakers go through, submitting their forms, sending their pictures in. And in order for me to do my job, I have to have that information from them first so I can create all the things that I do and even the things I pass on to my team. We've got to have their information before I can move forward. And this particular day last week, I wasn't getting through to any of the speakers. I wasn't feeling successful. Things were feeling stuck. I was feeling rigid. My body was feeling tight and rigid because I'd been sitting in front of the computer so many hours. I was feeling stuck. And I got to this point where I said to the divine, I know this is my mission work and my purpose work, and I don't think it should be this difficult. If you want me to do this work, then I'm going to need something to shift because this is just not how life is meant to be. It's too much, too many hours. I'm feeling rigid. My body's feeling it's like death, you get rigid when you die, your body shuts down. And I was starting to feel that way. And I said, do you want me to walk away from this? If it's like this consistently, then I'm going to need, like, what if I just go get a job? I would actually work half the number of hours during the day, probably 8 hours, and actually get a paycheck. That would be nice. I'm doing all of this. I'm paying other people. I don't get paid for this work that I'm doing. So no matter how many hours I put in, it's a labor of love, right? And I wasn't loving it in that moment. So the next thing that happened, so interesting. And here's the timeline shifting part that we're starting to get into. I was suddenly overwhelmed, just completely taken over by this feeling of exhaustion. I was so tired that I could barely even move. I mean, it was just like night and day from, okay, going to, oh my gosh, I can't even keep my eyes open. I got to go lay down. So I honored that. I didn't try and push through. I didn't drink some coffee. I'm like, okay, I know what this feeling is. This means I really need a break. And I wasn't even, a lot of times I'll go do a sunshine break or a swim break or something like that. This was the kind of break that I needed to actually go lay down. So I went and laid down and I went, as far as I know, immediately into a deep, deep sleep, the kind of sleep that was just like, I didn't hear anything. In fact, I saw when I woke up, my phone was on. I'm generally a very light sleeper, and I had received several text messages while I was sleeping, and my phone was near my bed, and I did not hear any of it. So I know I was really far out. And so, simultaneously, with me being in this deep sleep, there was a thunderstorm, a lightning storm, which is not uncommon here in Sarasota. In fact, I think it's the lightning capital of the world or something like that. But a lightning storm and thunder started, which I wasn't aware of, except I had this super lucid dream moment where simultaneously with the lightning and the thunder sound, which sounded like it was right over my bed, which it might have been, I don't know, but in my dream experience it was. I What I saw was the mango seed, like the outside of a mango seed, like a giant mango seed ripping open, and then I emerged as this embryo. The mango seed embryo was me. I was the mango seed embryo. And it represented life, my life, but really all life. And from there, I saw myself being planted in soil. And the soil was the most fertile soil. It was this beautiful, dark, rich, nutrient filled soil that was absolutely perfect for everything that I needed to grow and thrive and become a beautiful, productive, fruitful mango tree. And so what happened then, I saw the correlation simultaneously with that beautiful, rich soil to nurture the seed and grow the sapling. That was the same as my thoughts. So my thinking was before I went and laid down, I was in this rigid space. I wasn't in flow. My mind was frustrated. I was feeling like quitting. I was feeling like this is too difficult. I was feeling like nobody's responding to me. I was feeling like, why am I blocked? So that is the same as having no nutrients in the soil. The soil was depleted, and that kind of soil is not going to grow anything. That kind of soil is just pretty much dead. And that's how I was feeling, is dead. And my body was feeling tight. And so then I got to fertilize the soil and got this beautiful nutrient rich soil. The trees started growing. And then what happened was my reality became this beautiful expanded reality. And I'm experiencing life as a mango tree in this experience. It's still crackling and thundering and lightning above. And I grew into this huge mother tree, and the mother tree with all these little mangoes falling. And then each of the mangoes that fell became its own tree. And then I saw the expanse of time, and there was this beautiful field and grove of mango trees. And we were all very, very tall. And all of the other mango trees were having, reproducing more trees. And we were this grove, and the canopy was filled with green. This was our treetops filled with green all the way to the sky and full of mangoes, full of fruit that was nourishing everything below. And I saw myself as the mother tree in this experience. And each of those mangoes that I was producing was Was fruit, was either food or knowledge, information, some sort of sharing that was nourishing and nurturing others. That's my service work. And then that would cause each of those to grow into their own tree and do the same and flourish and bear their own fruit and nourish their own new saplings. And it just went on and on and on and on. And I could see clearly, okay, I must be in beautiful, nourishing, rich soil. I choose to nourish myself and my mind, my body, my spirit with rich soil. And in that, this was really the coolest part of the whole thing. There was a massive lightning strike and crack. And so it looked like my whole room lit up from the lightning, and the sound was boom. I mean, so close, like it could have been in my house. And it's just like intense thunder. And at the same moment, I just saw what I had originally seen as the mango seed cracking open, but it was my reality just ripping open. And it was that crackling noise that, after the lightning or during the lightning, there's this crackling sound sometimes, and it's ripping open. And I saw all of these different colors and lightning bolts and just the whole reality ripping open. And I was born anew from that space. And I woke up. I was instantly awake. I knew I was in a new timeline. I am in a new space now. Everything has shifted. I looked at my phone, and that's when I saw I'd had several text messages, and I hadn't even silenced my phone. It had only been 30 minutes. The whole experience that felt like, who knows? It felt like a very long time. It felt like hours that I was asleep, was only 30 minutes. But I woke up, I was refreshed, I was renewed, my body was relaxed, I was breathing. I was like, whoa. And I was a little groggy, but I was like integrating this intense experience that just happened. And I was just seeing it and feeling it and experiencing it. So I took a little break and did some things. I have a pool, went swimming in my pool after the lightning had stopped. And then when I went back to my computer, guess what? All of the speakers that I had reached out to had written back to me. They had booked their interviews. They had sent their information forms. All of the communications that previously were not working suddenly had come through during that short, it was probably by the time I went back to the computer, maybe 2 hours, but everything changed. I shifted the reality by allowing myself to move into that deep, deep space, and was in my dream experience changing timelines. But the information that I am transferring to you in this experience is we get to be in charge of our experience of life. We can move up in timelines. We can move down in timelines too, but we can change our dimensional experience of reality by choice at any time. This experience prompted me to see clearly the contrast of working, efforting, not really having any the effect that I want, versus going and lying down, taking a break, nurturing and nourishing my body, changing my mindset, allowing myself to be restored and revived, and coming out of it in a renewed state. You don't have to have a lucid dream experience to have that happen. You can do it with your intention. So if you're finding yourself in a difficult space, whatever your block or challenge is, these are the steps that I would recommend to have a similar outcome to what I just explained. So first of all, get clear on what's not working. Get clear on what it is that you're doing that you don't want, whether it's I'm feeling blocked, I'm having this, or whatever the experience is. So it's very clear in your mind, this is what's shifting. And then get clear on what you do want. I'm shifting from this to this. For me, it was working too many hours, feeling rigid, feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, blocked, nobody's responding, to I'm nourishing myself. I'm taking time for self-care. I'm going to relax. I'm breathing, I'm refreshed, I'm renewed. The soil is, everything is beautiful. The universe is working for me. Everything is happening in my favor. Everything is working in divine order and God's speed. The communications are delivered. And all I need to do is the essentials. The rest will be taken care of for me. That intention, I would do that intention, and then move into a space of meditation. So this, you don't need to go to sleep. In fact, for this experience, the way you would recreate it, I would say very much to stay awake, but go into a meditative space, sit, or I would say sit, not lie down, because it's too easy to fall asleep if you lie down. So sit up, relax, do some breath work, get yourself into a deep space, and feel in your body where the blocks are, and just breathe into them, allow them to dissipate, allow yourself to be filled up by divine light with your breath, allow yourself to expand into the feeling state of what it is that you desire, where you're going, and let go of the attachment to the way things have been. Find, if you are stuck or if you are attached, go ahead and do a cord cutting. Call in Archangel Michael to cut those cords, or do it yourself, or use imaginary scissors to snip those cords and attachments, to cut off the old and let it go. Clear it from your field. Emerge into your new self. Embrace the feeling of your wishes fulfilled, everything that you desire being your truth, and feel yourself expand into that space. If you can't envision it, then you're still blocked in some way. So do some more clearing work. Let yourself release. Tell yourself it can be this easy. It can be a matter of a few breaths and a feeling state and visioning. And I am in this new timeline. I choose this for myself. And then for some people, that might be enough. A lot of times there needs to be a physical ritual that goes along with it. For me, I was in a sleep state. I was in a deep dreaming state. So it's not exactly easy to recreate that. Maybe you can, but what I would recommend in this case is to do something that represents that transformation. So if you're getting yourself into a more fertile, positive thinking state, then put on some music. Dance a happy dance. Maybe you're going to sing a song along with it. Maybe you're going to, if you have a pool or the ocean nearby or a lake, you can go for a swim. If you don't, even taking a shower, bringing the elements in, the water, go out in the sun, dance around in the sun, soak it into your skin, let yourself be uplifted by that. Or, it could also be something like lighting a candle. I'm bringing in the elements here. I fortunately had lightning. That was a powerful element. I don't expect you to be able to recreate lightning, but you can light a candle and you can do a dance along with the flame and intend that you are shifting realities. You can even light a candle and stand on one side of it and claim that as you move to the other side, do 180 degrees, go around it, that you are stepping into a new timeline, a new version of reality where all that you intend to create and all that you have shifted is true. And then shift your timelines through that ritual of moving around the candle. And if you can bring in the elements, water, you can also drink water, put your intention in the water and then drink the glass of water. Bring in some sacred geometry if you want to, if that moves you, resonates for you. You can do all kinds of things. Get your crystals involved. If you have an Elky One ball, I always have these with me when I'm sleeping, and they assist in my dream state. Whatever it is that works for you, bring yourself into a ritualistic experience of moving from where you have been, that's your past, into your future timeline, where you're going, and it's where you then are. We don't want to keep it in the future. We want to embrace it in the now. So then affirm and claim, yes, this is true for me. Take a break, do something fun, nurture yourself, whatever that is for you. Maybe you take a walk in nature. If you can get out in nature, it's a great time to do that. Just have this experience of feeling blessed by the divine, feeling beloved, feeling the joy, living life, and that everything is for you. The universe is working in your favor, and step into that new timeline. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I love sharing these experiences with you, and I love unpacking them on a video like this. And I also love how, the things that we do regularly, they inform our reality. So I'm working with mango trees and mango seeds daily. Naturally, that's going to bring the information of the mango tree itself into my reality. And you'll find that when you work with plants, any plants, they have medicine. The trees have beautiful medicine, and I'm a midwife now for mango saplings. I'm birthing baby mango trees, and they are providing me with their medicine, their information. They're showing me how reality works. I absolutely believe that this was a gift of mango medicine, of mango tree medicine for timeline shifting for my life. And what a beautiful experience. So I took on, I get so busy and I work so many hours at home. I took on planting many months ago, and I will take planting breaks. I'll go out in my garage. I live in Florida, so year round I can plant, which is lovely. And I plant all kinds of different things. Lately, it's been the mango seeds because that's the time of year, the trees producing mangoes. And the plants work with us. They have medicine. Every single plant has something to share. And I have benefited so much from taking planting breaks from my work. I will go work with the plant medicines, and I can tell you that each one of them has its own special gift to us as humanity. And as I get to know them more, I fall in love with them more, and I receive their medicine more, and they upgrade me, and they inform me, and they give me beautiful advice and beautiful downloads and experiences about life. And they understand nature, they understand growing, they understand the sun, they understand the soil, they understand everything that it is that we need to know. And living inside, living indoors so much of the time, as most of us do, we get detached from nature. So this is also an invitation to you to spend more time in nature, spend time with plants. Even if you're in a small apartment and you don't have access to, the outdoors or growing things outside, of course, you can always plant things inside. You can even do sprouting, sprouting your own seeds, and then you're consuming those sprouts as plant medicine. I've done that. It's a lot of work to keep up with, so I'm not consistent, but I go through phases of sprouting. Whatever it is that works for you, I invite you to work with the plant medicine. It's amazing the types of things they can teach us, and just continue to open into the reality that you are creating for yourself. This is an incredible opportunity for manifestation. I will end there. If you found this interesting or informative, please do share it, give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that. You can also hit the little bell for notifications and get on my email list. This is where I share all the good stuff that's going on in my world with my email list. I'll have a link in the show notes. I love you. I cherish you. Have a beautiful day or evening. Namaste.